No need for headphones. Haven't made an Aug Tellez response video for a while, so I figured it was a good time. I don't know if you can hear me with all of the hubbub of the traffic. I didn't die from eating that bit of mushroom, so I'm considering grabbing one of them on the way back and throwing it in my omelet without Google searching that particular brand of mushroom, because that would be a cop-out, right? The teeth look yellow against the green of the trees and the sun and whatnot. They're usually pretty normal looking. Got the yellow teeth. So, a few important things to note with his last video, which was about ignorance and suffering, and about the sick mind, the fallen mind, the given mind. See, this system here that we have, it's not our system, it's not my system. It speaks in a language that is not mine. I can understand it, it's not mine, it's not me. It bears little, if any, relation to what I am, or what I consider myself to be. The language here take for instance language of the courts or maritime law, if that's what it is. All of it is based upon experiences that have happened here in the realm, that have been translated through police officers, then through lawyers, then through court systems and judges, and then possibly in through prisons if that's the outcome of that particular case. But the whole system is predicated on the past. So if you come into this system in any way, shape, or form, and you're already in it simply by living and abiding by laws, by accepting your status as a citizen, accepting your status as a fictitious entity, by doing that, by allowing that, you are willingly entering into the possibility of entering into the court system should you be called out as breaking any of the thousands upon millions of laws, which are all subjectively interpreted by police officers, officers of the court, judges, jurors, lawyers, all these people. So by accepting that you are a citizen, that you are a fictitious entity, You willingly take on that possibility. And when you're in that system, for the most part, they're going to compare you to past cases, because that's how they understand the world. They understand the world through something that has happened already, precedents that have been established, and you are going to be measured up against those things. It's the notion, this is the entire court system and money system and people system in a nutshell. It's the notion that if there is a fill-in-the-blank worksheet and you have that worksheet in your hands, it's the notion that, well, God damn it, I better put something in there or I'm gonna get in trouble. That's the whole system right there. That's all of it. That's every bit of it. There's nothing outside of that. Along with the pretense that they're doing something important. That's necessary, of course. Or that they're doing some sort of a benefit for society or for the individual in the long run or whatever have you. It's the basic idea that this is a fill-in-the-blank worksheet and something needs to go in there. Doesn't matter what it is. Not really. Try, when you're putting something in the little box that says, I need your signature, try putting your initials. Try drawing a picture. They're gonna take it. They don't give a shit. They want something going in the goddamn box. And if you refuse to put something in the box, that's when the trouble starts. So long as something's in the box, we don't fucking care. Everything's good. More importantly, though, you see, all that stuff I said there, that's rehashing what everybody already knows. Everyone knows that the thing is here is just a big load of fuckery like that. Okay, everybody doesn't know that, but any of us who've been looking at it for a couple of years or thousands of years with our memories erased, but with the knowledge that we've been there forever, we know what it is. It's not hard to look at, it's not hard to perceive. Everybody around us is complicit in the deception, and you know, that's what smiles are for, because it's like, yeah, I'm great. It's going well. Right? Yes? Something like that. So that's not so important. What's more important is that when contemplating moving away from such a deceitful, painful, suffering-filled, illusory self-realm, right? When contemplating the movement away from that, it's important to prepare for what's going to be happening, because like he said in the video, this is very important. Like he said in the video, this realm is literally, and your understanding of it is based upon suffering, scarcity, ignorance, and forgetting, and boundaries. Boundaries, that's the main thing. The boundaries of the body, you know, even those. That's one form of boundary. There's boundaries of law. There's boundaries of, you know, natural law, like what we call gravity. Boundaries of mental law, which is like, if I don't breathe for a long time, it's gonna hurt and I'm gonna be in pain, I'm probably gonna die. like a mental boundary that stops you from like holding your breath forever. There's boundaries in the maritime Supreme Court, you know, system of the dead, where us living people who are representing the fictitious entity, we're only allowed to act in certain ways, otherwise they'll get pissed off and we won't be allowed to represent that dead thing anymore. Okay. But the point is that we're, regardless of how free we feel or what level of removal we get ourselves from the crushing weight of the system, once we get tired of being gears and cogs for long enough, then the problem, it's not a problem, but the thing to prepare for is that these boundaries are they're gonna go away. Okay, universe is gonna give you what you want. It doesn't always happen on your timeline, but you're gonna get it. The question is when you're dissolving into infinity, are you gonna be okay with that, or are the particles gonna have, you know, an infinite amount of heart attacks while they're dissolving from the structured body and world? Are you gonna be able to do that? Or is there just gonna have to be another reset because there's such a consciousness fracturing event? Will there have to be another reset, or you just go back to God, go back to source, because it was way too traumatic and none of this just can continue because it was too traumatic? So if there's going to be a conscious segue, that's what the masters talk about when they say, you know, if you can be conscious while you're dying or while the body is dying, okay, that's where it's at. Like if you consider this a game, that would be where you win the game, because you come to this space where it's boundless freedom and infinite everything, also manipulative by your source consciousness energy, and you can play in it just like we can play here. But can you make that transition without having a heart attack or a million heart attacks at once? And if you do, if you must have the million heart attacks at once, can you stay conscious through them without blacking out? That's all. Take care, people.